I'm doing my profession interview with my high school football coach, and he's also the athletic director at Melbourne High School. First question is, why did you choose this profession?
Really two reasons. One is I love the game of football. I've been around football my whole life, and I guess I've had maybe 1 year since I was a 5-year-old that I wasn't on a football sideline. So I guess a little familiarity with it, and the fact that I love the game, and the other thing was I wanted to work with young people. I thought that it would be a good chance to have an impact on the youth of America and to make a difference.
Okay. And how long have you been working in this profession?
I've been working 16 years in this profession. Ain't that bad? I'm getting old.
Oh, yeah. And what advice would you give someone coming into this profession?
Just to make sure it's what you want to do. I mean, there's you never, probably with any profession, but you never understand exactly what goes into it until you're into it. So, I mean, there's so many things that go into it, the hours that it takes and the lack of pay that's in it. And just to make sure, I think coaching is one of those things you have to love to do and make sure it's something you love to do and really want to do before you do it. And I guess the other thing is make sure that in coaching, you've got to make sure you have a spouse that is willing also. I'm serious. It's a big deal. You know, I'm lucky to have a wife that lets me coach, and so your wife and family have to sacrifice a lot. So make sure it's something that your family is into also.
That's good advice. So what are some of your aspirations or goals regarding this profession? Like, would you want to coach at the next level, or is there something specific you'd like to do in this position you're in right now?
Yeah, I'd love to coach at the next level, but I've kind of put those aspirations on hold because I do have a family. I'd like to coach at a higher level as far as high school eventually. But right now I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at and enjoying what I do.
No college?
Oh, I'd love to coach in college, but it's just the time, the recruiting, and the hours that it takes. You know, I've got to have a little bit of time for my 3 kids.
Yeah. So what are the hours like on a daily basis?
Hours on a daily basis. Well, the number one thing with the hours on the daily basis is there are no set hours. I'm usually first one here and probably here 6:45 in the morning, and I go home when everything's taken care of. Sometimes that's 3:30, sometimes that's 10:30. It's just whatever it takes, whatever I got to do to get done. So being an athletic director, also you know, if your coaches don't do it, then you get to do it. You know, so I just the hours are not set in stone, as needed.
Okay. So what to you is the best thing about your job?
The best thing about it is there is never a day that is the same. I couldn't stand if I was one of those people that sat behind a desk or worked in a factory line and did the same thing over and over all day. There's every day, literally every day I show up to work, I never know what to expect. Between, you know, what's going on with the kid to what's happening in the school with teachers and different stuff. So I love the fact that there's no routine. But I guess the other thing about it that I like is in our society we have so few male role models. I don't know if you say role models or people that influence kids. We have so many kids that don't have parents, that don't have a dad, and I don't think that I take that spot, but I like to be there for them to provide that influence if they need it.
Okay, and to go along with that, what are some benefits? What are some perks to your job?
Perks? I don't know if
that's what you want to call them.
I don't know if there's any perks. The thing I love is when a player comes back or even a student in school comes back and says, you know what, Coach, you're right. I appreciate you pushing me. I appreciate you being hard on me and you know, helping me along. And you know, that's what makes my day. But you know, like I say, a benefit to me, I guess, of the daily thing is I like the fact that it's different every day.
Okay. And so looking back now at your life, is there another profession that you would have rather gone into instead of this? And if so, why?
Oh, no, there's not a doubt I wouldn't change anything. When I was going to college, I started out as in engineering, and very difficult, but that's kind of what I wanted to do. But in the back of my mind, I always knew what I wanted to do. But no, I wouldn't change. I don't think I'd go back and change not one thing. You know, I'd like to make some different play calls and, you know, treat some situations differently, as you well know. And I'd like to do some small things differently, but there's nothing else I'd rather have done. So.
Okay, thank you.